Okay, hi guys, and welcome to today's show. Today I'm going to go over some of my favorite picks of Baselworld 2016. I'm going to be discussing it a lot further with Grobnob on my live show on Friday, which, by the way, guys, it will be happening on 5 o'clock Eastern Daily Time, which is about 10 o'clock GMT. The last show, went over the top with about 3 hours. It was far too long, and I do apologise for that, but it was the first live show. We had a couple of technical difficulties at the beginning, but it was really great fun, very nerve-wracking. I'm not used to broadcasting live. The only time I've ever broadcast live was something for the BBC I did years and years ago, which was equally as terrifying. That's happening on Friday, and I should talk a little bit about that. Grobnob, as you know, is quite an interesting. He's a troll, obviously, which I did try and ask him what species exactly that is, but I think his response was he's born of rock or something like that. I think in Scandinavian folklore, the answer is somewhere there. So he's from up northern part of the world, I think he's from. But anyway. We had fantastic fun. He's a big watch fan. He loves his Seikos. He loves his kind of tool watches. A wealth of knowledge there. We also discussed movies, literature, art, all the rest of it. So really, really fantastic. And that's going to happen on Friday. So guys, if you have watch questions and you want to interact, there won't be live chat in the feed. If you want to ask questions, my priority is to the Facebook members first of all. So there will be a posting about 5 minutes before the show starts in the Facebook group. If you're not a member, please join. There'll be a link in the description how to do that. Regular members will be able to post your questions in the feed there. Also, if you're not a Facebook member, just email in during the show. I'm going to set up Facebook on my phone. It's a little bit annoying. I didn't really want to do that because I wanted to kind of stay. I wanted to keep Facebook off my phone, to be honest. But if you do want to ask questions, that's the best way. Because, guys, to be honest, I'm getting, hundreds of emails every day asking you horological questions. I simply can't. It's either I sit down and answer all the emails or I make videos. So it's got to be, I try and do as best as I can. But I think that with having me and my Right Honourable Grobnob. By the way, subscribe to his channel. I do warn you, there is a bit of swearing. It's not as... he was an absolute gentleman when he came on the show. I'm very, very thankful. I was petrified because he is very explicit on his channel. So be warned, but please do subscribe. He's absolutely hilarious. Where else in the world can you watch a Cockney troll reviewing movies, B-movies as well? It's just absolutely fantastic. Anyway, so support the Grobnob. Anyway, moving on, I just wanted to share with you some of my favourite releases of Baselworld 2016. I have got, in a moment, I will show you an exclusive. A little bit of Baselworld has come here to New York, which I'm going to share with you. I've had it specially flown in, which we'll keep to the end of the show. And I haven't done a wristwatch check. Now, there's a very good reason for that. I have bought a new piece. Now I'm not going to get too close because I want to see if you can guess what it is. It is a chronograph. It's a vintage piece. You could probably, maybe I'll get a bit closer. 2 subdials on there. I've got my Tudor on the other wrist. I really haven't taken this off. It's become my everyday watch, really. I just absolutely adore my little Tudor day date. Trust me, when you're self-employed, having a day date complication was I forget what day it is, so it's really useful. Anyway, guys, try and guess in the comments what this is. It's second hand, it's used, I got it on eBay. It has been mentioned on the Facebook group. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's very, very vintage, but it's a reissue. It's a reissue. I'll give you that clue. And it's manual wind as well, so I'll give you that clue as well. First person to guess, I'll send you a bunch of NATO straps, Urban Gentry NATO straps, all the rest of it. So have a guess down in the comments. So, wristwatch check done, I guess we'll continue. So, my favourite picks, Baselworld 2016. Now, I'll try and share some of the images up here as I go along. Now, I tried to pick, you know, everybody's been talking about the Tudors. I mean, I'm really impressed with Tudors so far. Very kind of safe playing by Rolex with very subtle changes. Everybody's been talking about that. Omega again with the special editions as they always do. So I wanted to highlight some brands that I think may have been kind of overlooked a little bit. First of all, the Patek World Time chronograph. I think it's actually the thinnest world time watch out there with that complication. Quite an interesting combination with the chronograph. Haven't seen that before. It's a reissue of a design they had from the 1940s. I believe it's in the Patek Museum. Really beautiful piece. I really do like it. Not often that I say that about the Patek. Well, Pateks are gorgeous, but they don't really excite me that much. They're very conservative. It's Patek after all, but it's rare that I see a Patek that excites me as much as this. So that is really cool. Another one is the Tag Heuer Monza, named after the famous Italian racetrack. Obviously, very cool 70s retro styling. I really like that. That case, absolutely gorgeous. The colours. Really nice to see Tag going back to their roots and something that needed to be done. So I'm very excited about that. In fact, actually, I'm having a few watches very soon similar to that style, so stay tuned for that. Moving on, well, we've mentioned Tudor, but I thought I'd just mention this, their new in-house movement, which is of course COSC certified and with a 70-hour power reserve. A lot of you have been asking, should they buy the old Tudor or should they wait and save up for the new in-house? I would go with the new in-house. I mean, 70-hour power reserve, COSC certified. I think it's a really good value proposition there. I believe they're also going to retrofit some of their previous models, so that's very cool indeed. So you can still get the, you know, the standard black bay with the red bezel or burgundy bezel, whatever it is, with this new upgraded movement, which I think is absolutely fantastic. But I tell you what, my pick of the bunch, and a lot of you are going to be surprised at this, is actually the Bulova Curve. Now, A Blog to Watch reviewed it briefly. There's an article in Hodinkee about it, but it's rare that I see a quartz piece excite me as much. Now, I don't like the stainless steel version. I think it's a bit boring. I love the titanium with the rubber strap, with the see-through case back. And it's the first time you can actually see a quartz movement on the case back. It's worth displaying. Now, the reason is because it has this it's the first curved quartz movement in history, I believe. So really fantastic achievement. Bulova is a brand that a lot of you have always asked I should cover, and I think actually the curve is something I will look into. I think it's very unique, I think it's modern, I think a quartz has a place in every collection, and I think it's so modern, so contemporary. And Bulova is a New York brand. I mean, here where I live in Long Island, in Astoria, there's their old headquarters, beautiful Art Deco building. It's no longer their headquarters anymore. I think they moved to an equally iconic Art Deco building, the Empire State Building. But it's still got Bulova on it. It's still called the Bulova Building. It's absolutely stunning. One day I'll take Ernie for a walk there and we'll have a look. It's a stunning icon of 1930s architecture. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I think hugely overlooked. It's a shame it's still not their headquarters. But anyway, I'm getting carried away with architecture. I do love my Art Deco architecture, guys, as you know. Back onto the subject, the Bulova Curve really has got me excited about quartz. I never thought I'd say that, and to me, I think it's the most exciting out of the bunch. I mean, in my personal opinion, I would really like to hear what your favourites are. Please share them down in the comments below. I think what excites me is because it's so modern. I love the idea of having a curved movement, hugging your wrist. It's not ridiculously priced. We're talking $500 to $800, and when I can, I'll try and get my hands on one to review. That's been my pick of the bunch, Baselworld, so far. We have got a Baselworld exclusive here, which I'll show you in just a moment, sitting right there. Before I go into that, I got to announce tomorrow, the Patrons Club, the 100-strong Patrons Club, are voting on the first purchase, which will be an IWC. So I just want to remind my members to vote. The voting will commence at about 10 AM Eastern Daily Time, and will be open for 48 hours, so plenty of time for you to get your votes in. Now, the Patrons Club has been a fantastic success. The initial members, they put down $50, and then it's a $5 per month after that. Now, the problem with that is the first month, obviously, we got a nice big, I think about $1,500 was made between all the members, which is absolutely fantastic. The only problem is afterwards, every month afterwards, it shoots right down to, you know, $500-600. I am considering extending the Patrons Club to 200 members. Of course, I'm going to ask the 100 members, the original members, to vote on that, because I think maybe to have more members in there and to get a little bit more funding in, because now contributions have, you know, dramatically decreased because everyone's put their initial $50 down. So I'm thinking maybe to speed things up, I might extend membership to 200 rather than just 100 original members. Now, I will propose a vote to the patrons group. We'll discuss it, and if they vote against it, then fair enough. I will stick with whatever my patrons decide. It is, after all, a democratic investment group for the channel. Just a quick shout out to my 100 patrons out there, not to forget to vote. So I'm very excited IWC will be getting an IWC into review hopefully soon. Depending on which one we go for, if it's a more expensive one, it might take a few months to save up, and of course donations now ending or just going down to $5 a month, it might take a while. So a lot to discuss there. I will bring that issue up with my fellow patrons in due course. So I just wanted to make that quick announcement, remind everybody to vote tomorrow. Now, that is only for Patreon members. So, but of course there's the regular Facebook group is still going. Please join that, and especially on Friday, if you have your horological questions, there will be a feed in that group, and that's how we're going to do it. I want the priority to be to the more contributing members of our community. They get first dibs, I think. I think that's fair. If you're not on Facebook, you can also email in. If you email in theurbangentry@gmail.com, all one word, theurbangentry, during the show, not before, not after, but during the show, I will be reading email questions from my iPhone. So as we go, now that's happening Friday. I'll set a reminder for my subscribers in due course. Without further ado, let's have a look at this exclusive. Now, this has been very kindly lent in by Squale USA. Of course, I can't go to Baselworld this year, but and they put out a whole ton of beautiful Squale out there, but they were very gracious enough to send in two. Now, these are two limited editions. Let me just get them in focus there. This is a reissue of the iconic Squale Tiger. Absolutely stunning. We've got one blue, very tool watch, and you'll see that red button, and we'll go into that in just a moment. Blue dial there and a black as well. My pick of the bunch has got to be this blue one. Just look at that. I'm going to be doing a full review very, very soon. So the button here, a bit like the ProPlof, push the button here at the bottom and it enables you to turn the bezel. So we got a locking bezel. Really, really cool. The markings on the bezel are actually luminous. What's amazing is look how thin it is. 11 millimeters thin. We got drilled lug holes there, so easily to swap out your bands for diving. We got a knurled backing for extra grip. It's an absolute tool watch at heart. Very thin, very comfortable. It's a big 44 millimeter diameter, but because it's so thin and because of the shape of these lugs, it does hug the wrist quite nicely. It doesn't feel that big. Even on my tiny little wrist, it actually wears quite nice. Now, these are limited edition, and there's only 200. They've gone on sale on Squale USA. I'll leave a link down below. It's totally original. Well, it's obviously a reissue of their classic Tiger, but it's brought up to date. 300 meter water resistance. Really, really stunning. Just look at that. Absolutely stunning. Swiss made. And not only that, the best thing is, my favorite thing about this is inside we got the ETA 2892, which is, in my opinion, one of the best ETAs out there. Guys, when you wind this, it's butter smooth, absolute butter smooth. It's like, I honestly mean this, it's like winding a Rolex. It's that smooth, it really is. It's such a refined feel to it. Really excited about this. Of course, we've got that iconic orange hand. I'm going to be doing the full review, stay tuned for that, but I thought I would just, you know, a little bit of Baselworld exclusives come to the channel. I've got to say, massive thank you to Squale, the lovely people at Squale, just so cool. Another home run, completely original. Very honoured, very privileged to have this exclusive. It's just an absolute honour. So my pick so far has got to be the blue dial. I really like it. Guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. Please don't forget to put your guess in what watch this is. One of my latest acquisitions. Very pleased with it myself. Definitely brings a new kind of vintage edge to my collection. I will be reviewing this, but have a guess. Somebody did post it a while ago. Not sure if you'll remember, but anyway, have a guess. First person to get it spot on, I'll send you some Urban Gentry NATO straps. So that's about it for today. Don't forget to tune in Friday for the live show. Full review of the Squale coming up very soon, obviously. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to give this a like. If you enjoyed it and found it useful, it really does help me. And of course, as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Okay guys, ciao. Big fan, boy.